I am a professor in a business school, so I'm completely worried into this paradox, because in my previous life, uncertainty was the reason why I could be an entrepreneur. Uncertainty is what enables human agency. You know, if everything was certain, there would be no need for entrepreneurship. So on the one hand, you have an entire field that uses uncertainty to create new things. And then you go to a business school where they're going to teach you for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years about how to avoid uncertainty. And I think probably 99% of our teaching is about avoiding uncertainty, meaning avoiding life, basically. So this craving for certainty is destroying our ability to create new things. Now, fortunately, after they leave business school, people get into real life and they tend to forget a little bit about what they have learned in business school, which I think is a good thing to a certain extent. What you need to do in uncertainty is lack of information, so you cannot predict. The craving for prediction comes from the idea that prediction will give you control. Now, in a world where you cannot predict, that's really problematic. When you turn to entrepreneurs, they tell you that if you get some degree of control, you don't need to predict anymore. The best way to create the future, to predict the future, is to create it. So how do you get control? We had a panel 2 days ago on that. How do you get control in a world you cannot predict or you don't need to predict? Well, there's a whole field of studies on entrepreneurs in that you get control by acting small, you get control by co-creating with people who don't know either what the future is about, so they will co-create it with you. But we keep teaching about, forecasting and predicting and this and scenarios and this and that, teaching people that uncertainty should be avoided. Now, so when you look at what uncertainty does to you is uncertainty undermines existing beliefs. What used to be true is not going to be true anymore. I remember discussing with a CEO right after the first confinement in France. So we are kind of middle of March 2020. And he told me, Philippe, 2 weeks before the confinement, I had just concluded a long internal study about home working for my company. And we had concluded that it would not be possible for us. And now the whole company survives thanks to home working. Okay, so that's what uncertainty and disruption is about. What used to be true isn't true anymore. What used to be untrue becomes true, and so on. So your core beliefs are challenged and need to be updated. And I think if you're going to do decision-making and strategy and uncertainty, for me, the key competency and something that we should teach at business school, and if not at business school, then after school, is to question your beliefs about the world. Learning to question beliefs about overall how do you create value, but that touches on management, organization, customer, regulation, everything, has to become a key competencies. And one of the things I do with companies is that I help them expose their beliefs, what I call mental models. And it's fascinating because why is it so important? It's not just important on Monday morning to sort of challenge some things about your customers. It's because if you refer to this amazing book about the story of humanity, Sapiens by Harari, which I really recommend. What does Harari say? He says what defines humanity is the ability to collaborate. Okay, that's really probably the only thing that distinguishes us from other species. Of course, bees collaborate, but pretty much they've been doing the same thing. We work on innovation. They've been doing the same thing for 5 million years. We're the only species able to collaborate where people who don't know each other in very large number on highly uncertain tasks are able to collaborate. And how do we collaborate with people we don't know? We collaborate with people we don't know because we share some stories. We share some myth. John talked about stories. Okay, so those beliefs, those myths, those mental models are what allows collaboration, what allows organizations. Now, where it becomes important is that in uncertainty, those beliefs become obsolete, and therefore collaboration is undermined, and organization become fragile, and that's what you see at the moment. At the moment, you're just not don't see only difficulties in decision-making. You see organizations that are undermined because the beliefs they are based upon are questioned. Okay? And so, for me, the real strategic challenge, even before you think about your next customer or digital or whatever, is what are our core beliefs that define us as an organization? We're back to this idea that what is key in uncertainty is knowing who you are. And who you are is basically a core set of beliefs. And learning to question those beliefs, I think, has never been so important.